Yeah, yeah.
Supporters, doubters. Where did people stand with you? What motivated you to keep going?
I don't know if you remember me saying at the very beginning that my dad was a truck driver and drove for 40 years at the same company.
Yeah.
Um, and that was kind of the point of talking about my background a little bit was, I grew up in a place where you got your job and you worked there and the company's pension took care of you. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's changed, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, when I made the leap, there's a lot of like, what are you doing? You know, you've got a decent job, a steady income, yada yada. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone explicitly confronted me with it, but that feeling was there. And yeah, I mentioned Megan. That's my wife. She was the one that's like her and her family both have been like follow your dreams. Her dad's uh, he's a farmer, entrepreneur, very progressive minded farmer, and he's been very encouraging. Um, Megan is, like I said, a teacher. She's got the salary and the benefits to cover us, so she's like, yeah, do it. I, I I've got you. I know. Yeah, I was having some serious mental health issues um, through some of this time too. Just not dealing with knowing that I'm not living the life that I want.
Sure.
And we can.
Sure.
I'm totally open to talking about that sort of stuff too.
Well, honestly,
Um,
that's we just did a mental health workshop in the month of May, for mental health awareness. And obviously, my wife is a psych nurse practitioner. So it's a
okay.
big thing in my family, right? Like,
Hmm.
and they don't teach you, in school. And again, because a lot of us that get into real estate, we aren't business owners beforehand. We don't understand how to run a business. They don't teach you
Right.
the mental side of highs and lows and everything else in between of actually running and operating your own business. And I think it's a very important topic,
Yeah.
because I think a lot of agents, and we're seeing it today, right? It's doom and gloom because the market's down and there's not enough business and all of those things are going around. But I always tell agents, I'll bring up Baltic, Ohio. The one fortunate thing for us is we do not live in Baltic, Ohio, where maybe
Yeah.
three homes sell every single year, right?
Yeah.
We are fortunate that we live in a large, not just
Mhm.
Columbus, Marysville, Delaware, Marion, Newark, so down to Circleville. We live in a large area where real estate still happens, right?
Yeah.
And your environment, and I always bring up doubters and supporters because if you have a spouse or a significant other, they play a huge impact in your career and in your success. Or if you don't have that, you have to audit your circle, right? Who are the
Hmm.
people you're hanging out with? Are they negative? Or are they positive? And you got to get rid of the negative people because you need to surround yourself with the positive people in
Yep.
our industry, because it is a different world than what the majority of our friends and people that we associate that do work the nine to
Totally.
five and the W-2 job, and they get paid every 2 weeks. So
Yeah. Yeah. So um, think about I'm 35 years old when I decided to do this full time, and I'm like, clearly got rid of the safety net. Um, and I had 35 years of you get a job, you stay
mhm,
there, you collect pension, you save every penny, you do this, just very old school, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like
right.
there are paths to success that way. That wasn't for me. So
Mhm.
at 35 years old, I've got this lifetime of that upbringing and me trying something that's crazy. I had to totally reprogram my my mindset um, to even to the point of like consciously working on the idea that I am I'm worthy of success.
Mhm.
I've got a sign posted on my basement, one of the pillars in my basement says, just being me is good enough to be great. And like I had to it, for a while, like every morning I would just meditate on that for like, I don't know, 6 months or a year. And I'd for 10 minutes just like have to keep telling myself that.
Yeah.
Um, but I struggled for uh, even with modest success in real estate for the first 6 or so years, 2016, I was, borderline suicidal. I had, uh, I had kids at this point, and I would have never followed through with it, but I was thinking a lot about it. Just
Sure.
there was a lot of stuff going on that we don't need to get into. But the point is, I did exactly what you said. I like started to pursue a basically a life's board of directors of people that I respected and that I wanted to be like, and that I know are positive people and encouraging. And I'm going to give a shout out to one of them was Jason Kiley, who owns Great American Title Agency here in town. Um, he's been a life changer for me. I tell him he's saved my life. So that's the next big supporter that I had, and you never know where they're going to come from.
Yeah.
But he called me up one time in 2016. Was like, hey man, like I know that you're struggling. Not in the business necessarily. I know that you're struggling mentally, psychologically, whatever it is. He goes, I cleared my schedule for today. I want to hang out with you. And it was that was a day that changed my life. Sorry, I get a little emotional.
Mm.
But one of the things that we talked about that day is he was like, I was going through these feelings where I'm not doing anything right. I'm losing out on business that I feel like I shouldn't be losing out on. And at that point, I had a real estate coach with one of the big companies that was, I missed out on some stuff, and he was pretty brutal. Like, basically, you fuck this up. It's not those people. It's you. You're doing something wrong. And Kylie came to me and said, look, man, I've worked with you a lot. You are a good person. You treat your clients like gold. If someone's got a problem with you and you're missing out on it, it's not because of you, it's because of them. It's like, you need to understand that. And that changed my life and changed my career at that point.